No major company in America has filed Chapter 11 more often in the last 30 years than Trump's casinos. So no, this is not normal behavior. We can't let him roll the dice with our children's futures. We need to write a new chapter in the American dream.
Hillary Clinton on the attack against Donald Trump in Atlantic City, taking on Mr. Trump's business record and casino bankruptcies. Now, Clinton claims Trump would bankrupt America as president, but you know, it looks like Barack Obama has kind of started us down that road and then some. Let's discuss this with a pair of great ladies joining us via Skype, YouTube personalities, hosts of The Viewer's View, Diamond and Silk. Ladies, welcome back to Newsmax Prime.
Hey, thank you for having us.
We're so glad to have you. First of all, your reaction to Hillary the day after she skates on the email scandal. There she is in Atlantic City on the attack. What do you have to say in response to Mrs. Clinton?
Well, see, that's what they do when they try to get the heat off of them for being crooked.
That's right.
They try to put something on someone else. Mm-hmm. You know, when we look at crooked Hillary, she is crooked, and she's crooked for a reason.
That's right.
Now, here's a woman talking about a man that knows how to create jobs, and she's never created a job.
That's right.
Unless you want to count that one that was done by Monica Lewinsky to her husband, Bill Clinton, because Hillary wasn't doing her job.
That's right.
So she need to talk about herself.
That's right.
And leave Donald Trump alone.
We should remind you at this juncture that we would welcome your calls at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. And we get this insightful analysis from Diamond and Silk, who tell it like it is. And all four occasions when Mr. Trump has been to North Carolina, including last night in Raleigh, you ladies were there. Let me just ask you this briefly about the rally in Raleigh. How big a crowd was there last night?
It was a very big crowd there.
Yes.
The crowd was motivated. They were so excited to see.
Energized.
They were excited to see Donald J. Trump. And he talked about bringing our jobs and doing things for the community and bringing back manufacturing here in North Carolina. We absolutely enjoyed it. And then he hit on that crooked Hillary, this rigged system, how it is crooked.
That's
and
right.
guess what? We will never let a crook off the hook. She cannot run that White House.
No,
she
can't.
keeps talking about building bridges. Well, what she needs to do is build herself a prison cell and get into it,
That's
because
right.
she is crooked and she needs to be jailed.
Now, you obviously don't think much of Mrs. Clinton, and yet the irony was this. While you guys were in Raleigh last night with Donald Trump, there was Hillary Clinton yesterday afternoon across the state in Charlotte. There she was with Barack Obama. They were teamed up. I think we may have this audio. Here's what they had to say yesterday.
It means so much to me personally to have the president's support in this campaign. After all, he knows a thing or two about winning elections. Take it from me.
She was a great Secretary of State. And by the way, that's not just my opinion. That was the view of the American people and pundits throughout the time that she was serving as Secretary of State, before the whole political machinery got moving.
So there they are with the familiar song and dance, and our president trying to rewrite history right there. At least that's the way I heard it. Your reaction to that odd couple yesterday in Charlotte?
It's a very sad day in America when we have a sitting president out campaigning for a crook.
That's right.
And no, she was the worst Secretary of State because the State Department is missing $6 billion. Where is the money?
Where's it at?
Where is the money at?
Yeah.
She is the one that compromised national security by using her own personal email server. And you say she was a great Secretary of State. No, she wasn't.
No.
She's a crook.
She's a crook.
Well, you know, when I hear that line, where's the money? I think about that movie from 2 decades ago, Jerry Maguire, but I digress. 2 decades ago, when I went to serve in the House of Representatives, Newt Gingrich was the Speaker. Tonight, former Speaker Gingrich was with Donald Trump in Cincinnati. Here is some of what Newt had to say on the stump with Trump tonight. Listen.
Is there a single person here who believes that if you had done what Hillary Clinton had done, that you would not be prosecuted? So they are once again making the case that there are two Americas. There's the corrupt Washington of the old order. And there are all the rest of us.
So there is Newt Gingrich making the case tonight, crystallizing the argument against Hillary Clinton. A lot of people say, well, and I think even Mr. Trump would admit this was kind of an audition for Newt as his number 2. Who would you ladies like to see as Donald Trump's running mate?
Well, it's not up to us. It's totally up to Donald Trump.
That's right.
We just want to see him with somebody that balance him and will never stab him in the back.
That's right.
But it's up to him, and it's all of his decision to be made by him and him only.
Just like diamond balances silk and silk balances diamond, we want it like that.
Right.
Yes.
Well, let us see what others have to say, Diamond and Silk, and let's go to the phones at 1-877-Newsmax. From up north in Minnesota, Cindy is on the line. Cindy, who is your choice in the Veep Stakes?
Well, I don't have one exactly, but I think Newt Gingrich is the doggone good way to go.
So you like Newt. What impresses you about Speaker Gingrich?
What impresses me is that, okay, let's face it, I support Donald. And yes, I just loathe Hillary Clinton. But he does not have the experience that he really does need to go into the office of president. He's got his eyes closed to what really happens behind that desk. So Newt Gingrich has been in Washington how long? I mean, let's say years. He's got the experience, and that's what we need. So let's go Donald Trump president, Newt Gingrich are doggone good, and boost him up there.
All right, Cindy, that's the view from Prairie's Parker, Minnesota. And we thank you very much for that, Cindy. Yeah, it's interesting, Diamond and Silk. Cindy was kind of laying it out, and here's the way I would, not to put words in her mouth, Donald Trump as CEO, quite literally Chief Executive Officer, Newt Gingrich as COO, Chief Operating Officer, because as Speaker of the House, we got that contract with America done when I was serving there with Newt. He knows how to get things done. In your minds, a pretty good combination?
Well, it's a good combination, but I think Donald Trump do have the experience of being a negotiator,
That's right.
a job creator, a motivator. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the outsider to come in to fix this insider mess, because a lot of career politicians, they supposed to have experience, but look at what happened in Benghazi.
Yes.
Why is $6 billion missing from the State Department? Somebody housing personal stuff that's dealing with national security on their email server.
And why are we 19 trillion plus in debt with people with experience?
Absolutely. So we want the outsider to come in and clean up this mess, and whoever he chooses, make sure they balance him.
That's right.
Speaking of outsiders, we go to Frisco, Texas for the next call. Michael has an interesting perspective. Michael, who's your choice for vice president?
Can y'all hear me okay?
We can hear you fine. Go ahead, Michael.
Okay. I didn't think that I would vote for Trump, but I am finding myself to be a Trump supporter now. And another thing that I didn't expect is if Trump wants to focus on his reputation as an outsider, as someone that is outside of the fold of politics, and wants to go further with that, and at the same time have someone that has been an insider and an outsider, and someone who says what he means, and someone who says things that other people are afraid to say, and who can possibly get some votes from people that are going to be on the other side of the coin that Trump might not otherwise get, I think he should consider Jesse Ventura.
Now that is an interesting thought, Michael, and obviously Jesse Ventura made political history in Minnesota, being elected governor there, not the nominee of either major party. And I can recall a day when he came to testify before the Ways and Means Committee. So certainly Jesse Ventura, like Donald Trump, is an outsider. Diamond and Silk, we're going to ask you to stay right there. And those of you watching us, we welcome your calls. We just had two great calls, one from Minnesota, the other from deep in the heart of Texas, and we welcome your calls as well at 1-877-Newsmax. That's 1-877-639-7629. More of your calls, more of Diamond and Silk, more on this very interesting, unique, groundbreaking, and perhaps historic election year of 2016 as we roll right along in this expanded edition of Newsmax Prime.